Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Body Mind Healing. My name is Maria Sanchez. I am a holistic health consultant, a family nurse practitioner, a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and a doctor in nursing practice. The topic for today is Awakening Path from Duality to Liberation. It is interesting to observe the long path we have traveled to reach this point of awakening consciousness. All that deep inner work of awareness, of self-knowledge, of transcend duality. A challenging, focused process of detachment, of non-identification with the ego, a path of liberation, of healing, of raising our frequency to a higher vibration, and of reconnecting with our higher fractals, our higher self, and eventually return to the source from where we came. Although we are all one because we come from the same source, each of us is at a particular level of vibration. This is because some of us have been more focused and have dedicated more time to our external and internal healing, working on the mind and emotions. This process is what has allowed us to raise our vibration and therefore create a more serene and fulfilling lifestyle. Yes, our essence is love and union with the all, but our human ego sabotages us, and we end up feeling unloved and separate. That is, we fall into the illusory nets of fear. But this experience is not a punishment, and no one forces us to live it. We chose to come to this three-dimensional world to experience duality, to live the opposite of our nature. That is, we move from the reality of love and union with everything to the illusion of this love and separation. And to achieve this experience, we have to forget everything. We have to submit to the veils of oblivion because the divine plan or the intention of this human race was to experience duality, which includes fear, separation, and dislove. And through our inner work, raise the vibration of frequency, the only way to transcend duality and return to our essence. This is what is commonly called evolution, awakening, and ascension. That is why it is crucial to do and maintain focus on our inner work, the way to regain our galactic memory, remember who we are, and return home. We have already lived as much of the process as possible, and we have paid any karma we have pending. We no longer need to continue suffering and perpetuating the wheel of samsara, staying trapped in that cycle of birth, death, and reincarnation due to our attachments, ignorance, karma, neglect to heal and transcend polarity. The Great Awakening is an extremely beautiful path full of satisfaction that makes our life more fluid, fulfilling, and conscious. But it is also an intense process with many falls and rises, of a high level of responsibility, discipline, and effort, of wanting to heal. And it is this way simply because no one else can do it for us. So as long as we do not take responsibility, do not do our part, and do not become conscious of our reality, we will continue living the never-ending vicious cycle, a fearful, limiting, overwhelming, and devastating experience. But the good news is that nothing lasts 100 years, meaning one day we will get tired of going back and forth without purpose or progress, of living from fear and separation, of suffering eternally, of feeling that distressing inner emptiness, of ignoring the call of our higher self, and then we will start searching for answers and begin the journey back home. Now, it is essential not to be distressed by this information. It is important not to fall into frustration, guilt, or self-mistreatment, thinking that we are a failure, that we are behind in our path, or that we are less than others. The beginning of awakening is developing self-love, treating ourselves well, being patient and compassionate. At first, it may seem like everything is in chaos, as if we have opened a Pandora box. Suddenly, everything becomes evident and we feel overwhelmed. The energy may also feel scattered. We may even feel lost and confused. Fortunately, that feeling is just a temporary impression of our mind. Over time, it diminishes as subtle energy displaces density. All energy patterns begin to dissolve. In their place, a strange and unsettling silence appears, a feeling of emptiness. This happens because the programs and conditioning we have carried for centuries were our comfort zone. Our nervous system and subtle bodies also begin to expand and recalibrate to hold the new quantum frequencies where anything is possible. And after that great transformation and awakening, we understand that what initially seemed like disorientation, confusion, and chaos, that process we avoided for eons, was actually our liberation. May the light of truth and supreme consciousness illuminate us and love transform us. Until next time.